Okay, we're getting ready to make our homemade waffle recipe. We're only going to make a half recipe today. So these are the ingredients for a half recipe. We're going to start off with a cup of flour, using all-purpose flour. 1 cup of flour. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of baking powder. 1 level teaspoon. We're going to use a half a teaspoon of baking soda. 1/2 teaspoon baking soda. And we're going to use a half a teaspoon of salt. 1/2 teaspoon salt. And also, we're going to use 1 tablespoon of sugar. And remember, this is a half recipe. This will make about 4 waffles. And we're going to mix all our dry ingredients. Mix everything up well. Going to set those aside. Now for our wet. Use 1 egg. And we're going to beat the egg. I have used an electric mixer in the past just to get it a little frothy. But we're just going to do it with our hand today. Next, we're going to add 1 cup of whole buttermilk. You can use the low-fat buttermilk if you like. 1 cup of buttermilk. We're going to add in our melted butter. This is 2 tablespoons of melted butter. 2 tablespoons. And we're going to add a half teaspoon of vanilla extract. 1/2 teaspoon. We're going to mix all this up. And then we're going to add in our dry ingredients. We're going to do it like maybe half at a time. You don't have to over stir it. Get it from around the sides. Then we're going to add in the other half. Getting it off the sides. Just making sure all the dry ingredients are mixed up. And that's it. That's how we make homemade waffle mix. Okay, now it's time to cook our waffles. The waffle iron is heated up. We're going to pour some mix in here. We don't want to overfill it. I usually put a little bit in here, bring it out, not all the way to the edge because it's gonna spread some once we put the top down. We don't want it to come out. A little may come out, but that's okay. So it should fill up the rest of the way. So our waffles are just about ready now. Actually, the buzzer did go off before I switched the camera back on. I just turned it off and letting it go for a few more seconds. Just gonna go ahead and flip this over and take it out. Here's our waffle. We could have put a little bit more mix in. Didn't quite come out to the edges. So the next one we'll probably add just a little bit more. We're gonna top it with some maple syrup. Time to enjoy. Okay, we're gonna make our second waffle now. We're gonna put a little bit more mix in than we did the first time. See if we can get it to come out all the way to the edges. Don't want to put too much because then it rolls out. This may come out a little bit once we flip it over, but that's fine. And we'll come back once this one is ready. As you can see, it's coming out a little bit on the side, so we're gonna have to clean that up a little bit. Not too much. Okay, our alarm went off. It's time to take our second waffle out. As you can see, this one came out a little bit fuller. We're gonna top with some maple syrup. Time to enjoy.